Peter is a 26-year-old young man. His parents got separated when he was just a teenager, and now he's been living with his mother for the past 12 years. He only sees his father on weekends. Peter works for an IT company, 9 to 10 hours a day. He doesn't exercise because he is busy. He doesn't read because he is busy. He doesn't go out because he is busy. He really wants a girlfriend, so he downloaded Tinder and Bumble. He even paid for the premium account, but he doesn't seem to have matches. And when he finally gets a match, the girls eventually ghost and leave him. Peter feels ugly and worthless, so he goes on Pornhub to have some joy. He has some friends and they go out on Fridays, have some beers, have fun. But what they do mostly is drink and complain about work, life, and girls. Peter feels that he could do better friends, really, but he doesn't want to say this to his friends because then they would leave him, and now at least he has these friends and he is not alone. When Peter looks into the future, it's like looking into a dark tunnel. He doesn't see a way out. Many young men feel isolated and lost today. They struggle to find a stable job, they struggle in education, and they struggle to find a stable partner. These men are much more likely to develop some sort of addiction in the future or commit suicide. The most drastically descending social group over the last few decades were men in Western cultures. This is a problem for our whole society as well, because with these isolated and lost men, marriage and birth rates will drop drastically. But there is a way out for men like Peter. All they need is some support and guidance. My name is Mate, and I was in a really similar situation as Peter. I was 130 kilos. I was totally isolated, romantically and socially. I was on the verge of depression. I was working full-time. I did not see a way out. But through an emotional and spiritual development, I have managed to find myself, and I can safely say that today I am the healthiest and happiest I've ever been. So I have dedicated this YouTube channel and myself to help young people like Peter, young men like Peter, to come out of this hole. Because this is possible. They just need some support. I was inspired to make this video when I saw an episode on the Diary of a CEO podcast where they talk about the generation of lost men. I will link it down in the description, and also I have prepared the free fat loss guide on how I lost 42 kilos. You can grab it in the description as well. According to the Pew Research Center, now today twice as many women are educating from university as men. This is a huge development over the last few decades because women have been a social group that were neglected for a lot of decades and they were overshadowed by men. So now that we can say this, that women are more educated, is an amazing thing. But this also came with the price because now women are more educated. Now women have better jobs. Most of the doctors and lawyers are women. So women don't need men to be providers anymore. Women can provide for themselves. They are financially stable. So now women require a different kind of partner for themselves. And this partner has compassion and emotional intelligence. But the really big problem with this is that the past generation of men, our fathers, did not teach us how to be emotional because they didn't need it as well. They were brought up to be the providers. They were brought up to be these strong men where being emotional was seen as a weakness. A man going to therapy was seen as a weakness because men don't talk about their emotions. Men are strong and they just suck it up and they do the job. This is the pattern they are bringing with themselves, and this is what they have given us. But now the world has changed. There is a need for a different type of man now, but we don't know how to be this sort of man because there is no one we can look to. The world of modern men are guided and influenced by a generation of men from the previous generation, the provider generation. But this version of men is not applicable anymore to the modern world. We need new role models. We need new men who can guide us on this journey, to guide us how to be more emotional, how to be more spiritual, and how to grow up. Because women are growing like crazy. They don't need us in the same way as they used to. We need to change ourselves and we need to grow up to this occasion. I see now a huge confusion in men. They want to be emotional, but this is a trait in them that was pushed down for a lot of years and decades. However, when they feel that they need to be the provider, they seem to hit these walls because this is not what is needed right now. Of course, you have to be a competent man and you have to show that you have value. You have to show that you can provide and you have to show that you can create and protect. But now there is a new component to the game, and this is an emotional intelligence. Until we have this stigma that men who go to therapy are gay, this will never change. Men don't need shaming. Men need support. So this is why I am forming a group of self-improving men. Self-improving in the sense, not just going to the gym, but developing emotionally and spiritually as well. Because true bravery is not in the muscles, and true bravery doesn't come from being the tough man who doesn't have feelings. True bravery comes when a man faces his feelings and doesn't hide away from them. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. It means a lot to me. This is a case that is really close to my heart and I want to help young men. If you want to join this community, then the link is down in the description. And if you have any comments, any questions, just let me know. And see you in the next episode. Ciao.